Welcome back. Last week I went over 1,000 tech articles, and these are the best. The world's first commercial spaceport is going to be opening in New Zealand. This is great news for all the commercial space agencies that are out there. Virgin Galactic, along with SpaceX, of course, the most famous, and also Rocket Lab, which is the one that's going to be building it in New Zealand. They also earlier announced that they're going to be building the Rutherford engine, the first rocket engine to incorporate battery power. So it's kind of the first electric version of the way to get to space. And so they're going to be building this orbital launch pad that can cater to weekly launches as opposed to launches in the United States where they can only happen so often because of all the air traffic that we have here. So that's great news for space travel. YouTube is now tweaking Android to hide the vertical video user's shame. The internet and techies have generally agreed that shooting video vertically, this way, with your phone, is stupid and you shouldn't do it. But YouTube is now going to be changing their YouTube Android app in version 10.28 so that you can actually do full screen when you're watching something that has been shot vertically. Yay. No news on the Android, no news on the iOS version yet. Okay, so Ashley Madison was hacked, and you hopefully don't know what Ashley Madison is. And I was going to ignore this news, but it kept on showing up over and over and over again. And then I realized that maybe it is important to actually talk about. So Ashley Madison is a dating website for cheaters, basically people that are looking to have affairs. And they got hacked, and all their data was taken, and now their data is being used to threaten them to shut down. And I thought, well, good riddance, and serves them right. Well, this is actually important news because you could actually cross-reference this data, the people that are looking to cheat on their wives or already have, and cross-reference that with data from the government officials hack that happened a few months ago, where over 100,000 biometrics, 100,000 people's worth of biometrics data was taken from the U.S. government because they're bad at holding on to data. And if you kind of cross-reference that, you can find out which of the government officials are cheating on their spouse, which is not good, and could be used for blackmail and a number of other things. It might be good for somebody to cross-reference just to make sure that your officials are blackmail-proof. So, that's happened. Stephen Hawking is backing an alien listening project. It's called Breakthrough Listen, and it's going for $100 million instead of actually doing real science. A bunch of big tech companies are backing Samsung in their case against Apple. So a while back, Apple sued Samsung for a bunch of intellectual property violations, such as tap-to-zoom, two-finger zoom, edge-to-edge glass design, etc. Here's my Samsung with edge-to-edge glass design. Nobody really thinks of those as design things anymore. It's just how all smartphones are. And it's really nice to be able to tap-to-zoom or zoom with your fingers and scroll with your finger on all the devices, which is great. But Apple is trying to sue Samsung not just for the parts of it that do the tap-to-zoom or the scrolling. They want to have all the profits from all the Galaxy brands. That's nuts. And Google, Facebook, eBay, Dell, and HP agree. That's nuts. And if this thing actually goes through and Samsung is actually fined their $500 million plus all the profits, Samsung might go under. Like, this is a big deal. This is profits, entire profits for an entire product line for some intellectual property that was on it. That's nuts. And Apple needs to stop being such a jerk. Scientists have developed a seaweed that tastes like bacon. So, there's a new strain of red marine algae that tastes like bacon when it's cooked. So, I have a few questions. One, does it actually taste like bacon? Or is it more like turkey bacon, where it doesn't taste at all like bacon, but it's close enough for some people who don't have taste buds. Or have these people just been in the lab too long? If this is truly a true thing, where they've made seaweed taste like bacon, then wow, it just seems too good to be true. I don't know. This just in, drivers are idiots. Human beings are fallible and they are very, very distractible, and they really shouldn't be trusted to be driving high-speed death traps. So yet another person rams into a Google car and injures the 3 engineers inside. It was clearly the person's fault who was not in the autonomous vehicle. The Google car gently came up to a stoplight, stopped behind all the other cars that were stopped in front of it, and the person behind him didn't slow down at all and just ram right into the back. So there's a video associated with this one if you want to take a look, and you can see for yourself. Humans should not be trusted with driving. Cortana has been leaked to Android. So if you don't know what Cortana is basically the virtual assistant for Microsoft. So Microsoft has Cortana, Apple has Siri, Android has Google Now. So since Windows 10 is coming out, or has come out, will come out, we're not really sure. They are planning on putting Cortana on Android. We knew this was coming, but it actually got leaked early. So if you want to download Cortana and put it on your phone and give it a try, it's out. So, a long time ago, there was court rulings that said that if you got a CD, you are legally allowed for personal use to back it up on your computer or make a copy of it so that if the one you're using all the time gets busted, then the data that you purchased legally is still yours. Well, the British Academy of Songwriters and UK Music have challenged the personal exemption ruling, and they're trying to make it illegal, and now have made it illegal in the UK to back up digital, to make digital backups of lawfully purchased copyrighted music. So, welcome back to 2002, UK. I'm sorry. Raytheon has now demonstrated that they can 3D print 80% of a missile. 3D printing is really big, and you can do a lot of things with 3D printing, and it's super awesome. Along with the dangerous things you can 3D print, you can 3D print a dart gun, a pistol, and a rifle, and Raytheon has now added a missile. They've got 80% of the parts printed, but luckily it's really, really, really difficult to print that last 20%. That would be like all the actual guidance part. That would be all the really fine-tuning stuff that makes it go where it's supposed to go and actually do the exploding it's supposed to do. So, it's good. Hopefully we won't see anytime soon people just 3D printing up their own sidewinders. So, Virgin Galactic has come up with a new way to do re-entry. So Virgin Galactic is one of the really big commercial space agencies that are trying to get into space and back. And they actually have a really, really good video explaining this. Basically, they say there's 2 ways that people get back from space to Earth. The first way is the wings way, where you have wings, and you can kind of coast in like this. The problem with that is that when you're actually up high, you don't get even heat distribution, and things can blow up. But it's really nice, because once you get past the first part and you're actually flying, you can actually land where you want to land, which is great, because then you don't have to, pull people out of the ocean inside, pods that are hopefully not going to sink. The other way is with a module, and this is the way with the, parachutes and the splashdown, and it pretty much, when it goes in, it's just a rock, and it has even distribution of heat on the bottom, and then it splashes down, and we send people out there and pull them out of the water. So that has really good when it's up high, really bad when it's down low because it's really hard to control. So the feather reentry system is basically, they have retractable wings, so that when they're up high, they are kind of like a module, burning through the atmosphere. When they get down low enough, they can fold their wings out and actually land where they want to. So, yay space! There was a drone historic first this last week. The there's a drone company called Flirty that delivers medical supplies, and they actually deliver a lot of different things. And they basically turned a 90-minute drive of medical supplies into an under 10-minute flight. The significance is this is the first U.S. government-approved medical drone delivery. So there's a first for medical flight in drones. And once this actually becomes a popular thing, you might get drone deliveries from Amazon, from wherever else you order your things, and they could just be dropped off on your back porch. And last but not least, Aram Pan from Singapore got a picture of a poster in North Korea that represents the entirety of their internet. Yes, the whole internet in North Korea can fit on a poster. We have billion-dollar companies that can help us search the internet. They have a single poster with 26 websites on it. 26. There's no DNS. It's just a patchwork of private IP address ranges. It's just so sad. Oh man, it's just terrible. You need to take a look at it. It's hilariously sad how tiny their internet is. So, that's all the tech news I have today, and I will see you next week.